Howdy and aloha. Welcome to Manatawk. The earth and you are ohana. We hope you stay and talk.
Howdy and aloha, everybody. It's James with Montauk. Eighth YouTube channel. Been on since 2017. Still fighting. still, still doing my thing. It is interesting where we're at right now. They're Google supposedly is rebranding the word patriot. I didn't see that. Somebody saying that. It's on TikTok or Twitter or something like that. Donald Trump is back in news. He's back, and he's doing his thing. Um, the Biden administration is doing whatever they can to hide their criminality. That's it. All of them, the entire administration, and everybody attached to the Democratic Party, which is now, in my opinion, called the Democrats. I'm not talking about the voters. I'm talking about those that truly believe, for one, depopulation. That's like telling somebody, hey, you die. No, you die. No, you die. You die. No, nobody died. Let's not even go there. That there's no inflation, that there's no recession. It's ever since the man basically took office, it's been destroy the United States and give $75 billion to Ukraine, and some money laundering scam. That's what it is. It's the revolving door plan of how they put money in money in the hands of contractors, whether it's big pharma, military industrial complex, big whatever, just pick a fucking industry, for God's sakes. They really don't do that with the hospitality industry, though, right? The hospitality industry just seems to always be there, restaurants. And that money just goes right back into their hands, right back into their Cayman Island accounts, their South African accounts, their Swiss bank accounts, and it goes back into their campaigns. But as I've been saying, it hasn't been really about since 2020. When I completely woke up, I was sleeping. I was kind of in a nap state, lackadaisical. And then I saw Jesus, and basically, you know what I mean? It's, why are they still using these 250 plus thousand fast food restaurants during a pandemic? I had to question that. I had to question why that was the case. And why would they make the hours shorter for Walmart instead of bigger to spread people apart? 6 foot safe. And then the hypocrisy and the contradictions. And, we have Gavin Newsom was, partying at the same day with about 15, 20 people in an enclosed room with, they were like face to face with each other. We had Nancy Pelosi out there going to, while everybody was locked down, these two fuckers were out partying like rock stars, basically. And a lot of other people. There were, people at fucking football games that on their Twitter and on their Facebook, on their Instagram or wherever, they were telling you to take the vaccine and mask up and lock yourself down and don't do anything but football games here, so I'm gonna go fucking party at the like a rock star at these football. It's just crazy. And it was nonsensical. The whole thing in 2020 was just completely nonsensical. It was to the point to where you'd have to kind of sit back and just go, no, yeah. So I started questioning authority and its sources at every turn. Not just authority, its sources. Where's that information coming from? Where's that? Who's leaking that information? Oh, source. Source told me, or somebody told me, or somebody told somebody else, kind of like Russiagate, right? Which turned out to be a complete and total fabricated lie. Total, complete, fabricated lie, right? Just like the Vietnam War, basically, was just crap. Um, Tequila Mockingbird. There was a few others out there. JFK. I mean, the list goes on and on. 9/11, Building 7. And it's horrific. It's just amazing how the Democrats, in my professional opinion, went from we hate, I still hated them. They softened up on Big Pharma and the opioid and the lawsuits, $2.3 billion lawsuit back in 2014 or 15 or something like that, and they had to pay it. There's another company that actually took over. I forgot the name of the company, but they took the pedestal on the winner of the biggest lawsuit. And I think it was another pharmaceutical company or something like that. I'm not sure, but anyway, and all these Democrats knew about how much we know. I knew. I was a Democrat at the time. I wasn't really a Democrat, diehard Democrat, but I was more like an independent because I had just gone through being a delegate for Orange County in California, one of the biggest counties in Southern California, probably the biggest, not acreage wise, but as far as population, other than um, San Diego County and then LA County. That's where Disneyland is, crazy fucking Disneyland. And at that time, I was with the Green Party. I was, hey, I was more in getting rid of this whole time since I started my blog talk radio show in 2014, which I still do every once in a while, which is really weird. I just say splurt something out for like 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm done. Um, and then I started doing my YouTube, which I did a few of them. I think I started my YouTube channel in 2014, and then I just did family stuff. Didn't really, jump into the whole political arena just yet. I was there for the political arena, but not like that, not like this. And then and I've always said, Citizens United. Always. That's just fucking Citizens United all the way, man. I kept fucking telling everybody, fucking, you've got to. Okay. I'm showing the surfing. I think where is that? The OP Pro? No, that can't. No, that's just a combination. Anyhow, that's World Surf League. I like watching the surfing. I'm going to Hawaii next year. Just letting you know. Anybody want to go? Let me know. Either May, which is a very inexpensive time, or September. I'm not sure yet. I mean, but if things change and I can go in the summer, I will. But I don't know. But anyway, I'm trying to get in shape to get there so I can jump up on a surfboard and surf Waikiki. Yeah, I was very just surprised, and as I've always said, you just got to get money out of politics. I don't think anybody's really understood that or keeps talking about it. I don't hear any Democrat or anybody talking about a minimum wage anymore, or getting money out of politics, which is like a Bernie's thing, Medicare for all and all this other crap that a lot of us would like and want, I think would be important. Um, at least community college or some kind of training that we could do for the companies out there that want to bring people in. But then you have AI on its way, which is a whole new. That's a whole nother thing to talk about. That's a whole nother thing to talk about. Yeah, but just get the money out of politics. Get the and get the influence of companies like Pfizer or Moderna or AstraZeneca or Novavax or Raytheon or Lockheed Martin or big hospital, big elderly care companies, big psychology is a fucking industry. I'm telling you, there's an industry there, and the lobbyists, right? The lobbying party, and I've always said when I started was you used to be able to walk into Congress and lobby yourself, pay to play. That term actually came from when they took that away from us. See, if you go to a city council meeting and you want to talk to the mayor and the administration for the city or whatever, they have those. I've shown those. And there was just some lame ass masked bandana elderly women protesting something. It's just still wearing a mask, I guess, right? But a bandana's okay. The M3493, whatever the fuck the name of the mask was. But they were there protesting. You could go in there and you could say your grievances. You had 3 minutes or something like that. And these people are just are just holding their pencils. Next, yeah, okay, sure, next. They have to portray that they give a shit, right? But at least you were able to do that. You can't do that anymore. You have to pay to play. You have to have a large body backing you with a lot of money. There's lobbyists in Congress that actually have offices in Congress or at the Capitol, and they actually have, and they built these suites and these hotels for these fucking people. People don't get that. And when you go in there as a lobbyist now, you can't just walk into Congress like you used to be able to do and just say, hey, I got a problem with this new railroad that you want to bring across, my property. Well, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff back then. But you can't do that. Right? Only in like little city council meetings, which means that our representation is gone. The Rice University study, I played it. Just go to represent.us and you can see that everything that Congress passes, and this was done in 2014, 2015, this study, that everything they pass benefits 75% of the lobbyists, the corporations. Doesn't so that's dramatically changed to probably 85 to 90%, maybe even more than that, because everything, absolutely everything that started being passed and moved, and executive decisions and executive signatures and presidential executive, I forgot the freaking name of it, but when the president signs a little something that he wants to do and whatever, he the executive draft. Oh God, it'll come to me. Somebody will probably bring it up. Oh, I got somebody here already. Oh, hey, Snark. What's it called? I'm not saying people should die, but I think having families with 21 kids is bad. My father and 10 siblings have 2 kids is okay. Yeah, I'll get to that. What is the thing when it's an executive order? He signs in a fucking executive order. Yeah, I don't think there should be any cap. And right now, people can't have kids because of something because of the Kool-Aid they put in the arms. So I think they've already defeated that already. Let me fix my screen if I got some peoples here. I usually do have. Yeah, so I'm just really kind of. Let's see if I can just. Maybe I shouldn't leave it like that. No, I can. Like just kind of show the whole thing. Yeah, that's fine. Not that it matters. All right. Okay, so if you're not able to lobby, you have to hope and pray that the person that you're voting for will stand by what they said and what they'll do when or just before you voted for them, telling you all the right things, giving you all the right information, making you feel all cozy inside, like somebody's going to really do something for my interests. This person I can count on. I'm running a business. I don't really have time if I can to be a House of Representatives or a senator or whatever. I'm just too busy. That's why we have representatives in Congress and people in the Capitol to do these things so that we can go about our merry lives and run our businesses or work or do things like that. Because we all can't be a senator, which I think would not be a bad idea. Um, so you have to entrust in somebody to do these things, to make those decisions. But from what we've seen in the past, definitely 3 years, almost 4 years now, is everything that the Democrats, and I call them Democrats because they're just evil, nasty fucking people. And I'm not saying that the Republicans are just wonderful either. But if you, right now, the warmongering, the 75 billion going to Ukraine, there's, this Madeleine Albright mentality just to sacrifice people. She was on with, I think it was Larry King, I'm not sure. I think it was about 60 Minutes, I'm not sure, when they asked her, hey, was it Madeleine Albright? Um, do you think it's necessary to sacrifice 500,000 women and children? And she said yes. Yeah. So this is the kind of mentality we have in Congress right now. We have people, even on the Republican side, that push the Ukraine war. But what they're really doing is you have to understand they don't give a fuck. Okay, obviously they don't care about that baby, toddler, child, teenager, their mother, the grandmother, the man, the boy, the kid, the teenager, the young worker, the old man, right? They don't. When it comes to war, that just for some reason there's this Democrats is good. Yeah, for some reason it's interesting that they become numb. Like like I've seen pictures, and I could probably show you. You just look them up. Just Google it or Brave it or however you want to look up your information. Um, Pictures of Iran, pictures of Iraq, pictures of Kuwait, pictures of all the cities and countries from war and Western influence or just strange influences, where you would see just beautiful, amazing architecture and just wonderful, different cultures of living. I mean, Iran used to be a groovy place. If you look at the pictures, just look that up, man. Afghanistan, all these places. Just name the fucking coolness of these people were hip. I mean, they got their religions. Everybody does. I get it. They got their culture and their lifestyles. I get it. It's just the way they do it. You can't knock people for their beliefs. I just unless it's totally completely inhuman. If it's completely inhuman, which some are, then I get that. But my point, I think you get it, is we have like 800 bases across the country. Yeah, it was definite back then. It was really nice. All over the country. And I mean, China has like eight. Russia has, wait, China has like 15. Russia has like eight different locations just outside of their own borders. But we've infested the entire planet, right? We've you know when you hear, and I'm telling you, money going to when I hear that, and this is a statistic I've said many times since 9/11. Now, we've always given money to the military industrial complex. That's just a given. And, since we've made so many friends in the past few decades, I guess we should, right? Because we've made so many friends. Oh, God. Since 9/11, we've wrote a blank check, basically, to, no, a grant. These are grants. They're not even blank checks. We've given since 9/11, 2001. We've given to the military industrial complex about $680 billion per year on average. Most of that money goes to a $12,000 toilet, right? Seat or toilet, or a nut that costs $500, or a bolt that like this big is cost $650 because it's the best grade metal. Bullshit. I get that some of that stuff is very important. Like bellows and stuff like that, which is made probably for fueling or high pressure stuff. But I'm just, you have to, this thing is just really. Oh, I need to put it down just a little bit. There you go. That's a little better. Oh, there, look, I got a keyboard. A couple days ago, I just started setting it up. I'm going to be learning. I want to teach myself some piano, and I'm learning how to do the key thing right now. I'm keeping it basic. I want to be able to just do a few songs, nothing too crazy. Maybe hit the piano man. Be the piano man. Yeah, I'm just totally freaking out that we just have this complete just numbness in our minds, and our congressional leaders, our leaders, just continually, it's like, wait a second, you want to kill more people? Is that what you're saying? Because every dollar you send to these people, and I have to say, the greatest industry to work for in the union, the greatest union, I don't have the name off the top of my head, and I think there are a few in the military industrial complex. They have the greatest union ever. They haven't had any complaints in about 20 years, right? 20 some odd years. I wonder why. Well, look, if you work for them, good for you, right? And I think we are still going to need to protect ourselves from ourselves, because we've made, again, so many fucking friends, right? We need to be careful on who we let in because of ourselves, because we've made so many friends. I mean, we're talking about the borders. You know, we don't know who's coming in and what they want, but I know we don't have a lot of fucking friends because we've created this war and cooed that war and orchestrated this war and we've kept this one going and that one going. You know, with the help of NATO, the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, and all these fucking people, these billionaires, just keep them. They just get all this money, they just make money out of nowhere, and they send it to themselves. Here, send it. You know, send it to this company here, and then that'll probably get to me because I'm invested in it and I own most of it. Blah 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 blah. I'm a rich fucking billionaire Pedo-Predator Class motherfucker. That's it. That's it. That's what they do. Yeah, it's completely just fucking amazing to me. It is just freaking amazing how we have people out there that this giant complex, and this is kind of where I'm going with this, right? And this is where I'm going with this. There's a guy out there, right? That, yeah, I think he sent a few bombs or something like that, or I'm not exactly sure, but there's a guy out there, and I'm not a fan, you know, I'm not like a praising fan of this guy, but I am like but I understand the reasoning for why they're attacking this man, and I understand the reasoning why they're going after this guy, right? I understand the reasoning, which makes no sense. No, wait. It shouldn't make any sense, but to them it makes sense because this guy doesn't want to keep that crap going that I was just talking about. He's actually like verbatim. When do you start? When did the Democrats, and this is the biggest fucking thing that freaks me out, when did the Democrats all of a sudden become Democrats? Well, it started in 2020. They started being assholes to people that just, you know, didn't think they should comply with the fucking totalitarian shit that was happening around them. They said, fuck you. And then they go, and they became Karens and Kevins about it and all this other stuff. But right now, there's a guy that says point blank, I don't want any more people to die. How is that not the most... Okay. And then there's Republicans that are pissed off that he's like that. That he's saying that. And we know why, because that money comes around in that fucking revolving door circle jerk thing that they got, where money goes out to the contractor sends it back, and it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I can't read that up there. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. I think it was started in March of 1993. Oh. Snorkel, if you want to come on, just let me know. Let's just say send me a thing and I'll send you a thing. But I want to kind of get through this. Anyway, you can come in anytime you want. I just got to do my thing. So I'm going to play this. And this is what this guy is going through right now. Right? Now, look, like I said, you know, there are only two parties. And I'm going to get into that in a second. In a little bit. There are only two parties. There are only two countries that have two major parties that pretty much control the entire country. It's the United States and Malta, the island of Malta. Really, that's really sad. Yeah. Oh, okay. Go get some cheese. Anyway, let me let me click on this real fast.
As an example, every one of these many fake charges filed against me by the corrupt Biden DOJ could have been filed 2.5 years ago. They didn't want to do it 2.5 years ago. They wanted to wait, and they did wait. They waited right to the middle of an election, and they waited until I became the dominant force in the polls because we're dominating everybody, including Biden in the polls.
That's not a lie. Some people just don't like the way this guy talks. He's just got this arrogance. They all know he's somewhat narcissistic. We know that. This ego, they hate it, but he's not lying. I mean, if you just go if you just read his words without his voice, without his face, it's not a lie. This is completely true. These people they are so afraid of him that they are not, and the reason why they're afraid of him, okay, and I need to tell you this, the reason why they're so afraid of him is because that money is gonna stop. He doesn't need that. He didn't need their fucking $250,000 a year. He didn't take that money. He donated it. That pissed everybody off. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Take the money." No, I don't need it. It's an honor for me to fucking just do this job. I have just to be upfront with you, right? I have a totally different perspective of this guy now, right? I know that he got money when he left, and it's just the more research that I really. My problem was in the beginning of Trump, and I'd listen to MSNBC and I'd listen to Fox News, and I listened to CNN, and I was PBS and all these um, Associated Press. This is back when I was kind of more of a Democrat. And before I was a Democrat, I was a Republican, by the way, for a long fucking time. And that's probably from when I was in the military, or just before I was in the military, like 90s, probably in the 90s, all the way till 2010, probably. Just for a long time. Like 10, 11, 12, 15 years. 13 to 15 years. 14 to 15, yeah, I was fucking pretty much a Republican. Just going along with I wasn't really active in anything. But anyway, so now we got this guy. My perspective has totally changed because the more I look into what he's done and how he's been, and how he did this is kind of big to me since I'm a military guy, right? I didn't serve very long, but I was in. I went in late. I was 26. If I didn't go into the military, I was either going to jail or I was going to probably die because I was hanging around with the wrong fucking people, and it was crazy. But they took me in, thank God. I learned, I gained some definite wisdom and a different perspective on life. And I showed up. I started showing up and doing what I need to do. I'll tell you one thing. If you've been in the military, the one thing that you learn most of all is you show up. You show up. You don't want to be late either. I'm just saying. So, which is important. But anyway, so what he did the other day, I think it was back in 2017 or 18. He went to a graduation for the Naval Academy, I think it was. Just like Joe Biden did, where he fell on the stage recently. And this is the one where the plank was slippery, which it was. There was dew, and it was made out of full metal, and you had to be careful. I get it. He's a big guy. He's kind of older. But he didn't fucking fall 1,000 times like Biden has done, right? Anyway, so he stayed and congratulated every cadet, hundreds of them. He stayed and shook each one of their hands. Biden, as soon as he was done and did his little puppet shit, split, gone. The things that I've seen and heard that this man has done, he stood during a storm. The people that work on the plane that he has, or one, I think it was Air Force One at the time, he always thought, I always look at these guys, they work their asses off. So he actually went down underneath the plane. This wasn't a politicized thing. There were no cameras. These are just stories of people. I've heard so many stories. So he goes down underneath the plane, right? Where these guys are like waiting for the storm to be over. He's dripping wet. He doesn't give a fuck. And he goes down and he talks to them. And I guess the guy said he was down there for like 5 or 10 minutes shooting the shit. And he handed him a big bunch of money, like rolls of money or something, or just to thank you for your help, right? And I'm just like, it. There's. And I'm not saying he. Well, you know what? I don't know, man. It's the painted picture from MSNBC and CNN, and now more recently Fox, has been pretty horrific against this person. And yeah, he's a rich guy, but he doesn't work. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. I don't care if he smoked. I don't care if he drank. But he does do drugs, right? He doesn't fucking snort coke in the White House like the fucking Bidens do. Obviously, those people are all fucking whacked out doing meth and shit. Every person I've fucking seen working as an intern or something for the fucking Democrats are just crazy, loopy fuckers. And Kamala Harris is definitely on every opioid imaginable, and so is fucking Nancy Pelosi. But what I'm saying is, if you've gone back and looked and watched a lot of this man's history, right? Don't watch the MSNBC stuff. And I've done just because my mind started turning, and because it started turning, what happened is I said, okay, because I have this base of this, the guy's kind of sick, he's a misogynist, all this stuff from fucking MSNBC and CNN and all this other stuff. And I'm looking back in the context and all this stuff. Harris is a laughing gas. Yeah, she's Colby Jack. Oh, yeah, she's terrible. She's... anyway, she's disgusting. And I've looked at so many articles and like at least a few dozen and a few interviews, and he did one with Rosie O'Donnell a while back when she was doing her show. That show really hit home. I used to watch that show. I forgot the fucking name of it. But was it the Rosie O'Donnell show? Roseanne. It was Roseanne, right? Yeah. Just wonderful little get together that they had. Who's in not Roger Moore, but what's the guy Moore who does all the political little documentary movies? I think it's Roger Moore. Yeah. They were talking and shit like that. And I'm just looking at a cool guy just fucking being, and he's been humble. Right? And he's gotten older, said a few weird things, but you would think right now that somebody sent me $1 million and said, hey, I want you to start supporting Trump. Right? That's not the case. Because I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment and I'm not going anywhere right now. And I was able to scrounge up some money to buy a $100 little keyboard thing, and I scraped some money up to buy a TV because my other one broke. So any help in my chat, you guys are welcome to send some dough my way. It's okay. There's a way to do it. Timu or what's the other? What is it? Anyway, you can just look at the comments, and I'm okay to help keep the lights on. But I think this is the mentality of a bunch of freaking past Democrats. I think they're starting to see that Orange Man is not bad, because that has been instilled in us. I always talk about marketing, and how they Why is that shaking? That shouldn't even shake. Why is that shaking? Is that touching? It shouldn't touch that. Hang on. Let's see how good here. Anyway, Yeah, so I was talking about marketing, branding, sales, public relations, advertising, impressions. This whole system of how they get, and we're talking about the duopoly, how the gazillionaires and the, I call them the pedo-predator class now, how they get you, and they feed off your fears, and they know how to manipulate you emotionally, you know, and I go through that a lot. I've spent, that's probably one of the biggest reasons I get taken down, is because I explain that process. People have no idea how they're being tricked, and I've been tricked. It's interesting because I'm a great car salesman. I think I still have the record in West Virginia at the JD Byrider. I think I had 32 cars in a month. I had the help of other people helping me, Chris and Jennifer and what was the black guy's name? I forgot his name. JJ, DJ, JD, DJ. And anyway, and the team in there was amazing. If I couldn't have done it without them, I had a really good month. And I did pretty good at that. And then I also sold cars in the past. And there's a process to this. There's a process and how this works, and how they get you and they train you. But I'm telling you, if I go to a dealership and somebody's trying to sell me a car, I suck at buying cars. I don't know what it is. I know all the tricks. I know all the way they lead you around and tell you all this stuff like that, but I am terrible at it. It's so bad. It's so bad. So I have to have somebody with me just to keep me in check because I get excited. I want to get the car. Well, that's a long time ago. Last time I bought a brand new car was back in 2005. I still have my same truck, and here's the reason why. Why is this shaking? Is it shaking, or is this? Okay. Um, I don't want a car payment anymore. I don't want a truck payment, right? Uh, I just don't. I just, my truck's fine. It's got air conditioning, power windows. It's a bench seat, so if my chick wants to sit next to me, I can just put the thing down. She can hang out with me, right? If it's got everything I need, and it runs fine. It has a problem every once in a while. I'll fix it. Da, 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 da. But right now, to buy a brand new truck, the payments are at least like $1,000 to $1,200 to $1,500 a month. They're selling trucks right now, or trying to, but they're not able to because nobody's fucking buying any cars right now. It's just too fucking stupid and expensive. They're selling trucks right now for an average price of about $70,000. Anyway, so I was sold, and I get that now. So now that I've done my own research, and now that I've checked to see what he's voted on, what he's voted against, how I feel about a lot of things, my perspective has changed, not dramatically, but I totally understand. I've always understood basically gun rights, right? There was a time when I was like, I don't know why you need a gun. I mean, I was a gun guy. I've always been a gun. My family had guns forever, right? My grandfather hunted. My uncles hunted. Everybody hunted. We were gun people, right? My mom wasn't a good person, which is interesting. She should have been. she's a licensed private investigator, right? I think she was carrying at a certain. I'm not sure. The point I'm making is things have changed dramatically. I think a lot of other people, because you're seeing a lot of TikToks, a lot of tweets, a lot of people saying, um, we're 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 not going to go with Biden anymore and the Democrats because they could have codified Roe versus Wade when they had 75 days of the supermajority in Congress, and they had Obama. They did nothing. All they brought you was Obamacare, which was the biggest fucking monopolizing scam for big insurance that you could ever imagine. It's huge. And big pharma, by the way, too. Um, yeah, so that was a learning experience right there for a lot of people. So now we're here. Um, Trump is right, like I said. Trump is definitely. He's not lying. He's not lying. So I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play a little more of this and kind of dive into this. But I think you're kind of getting my point here. I think you're getting my point. And I'm going to give you some more information on that in a second, so then I can totally make my point. All right.
And then they filed them all, every one of them, all at essentially one time, including local DAs and AGs and even other cases right in the middle of the campaign where we're leading by so much, and it's not going to make any impact because every time they file an indictment, we go way up in the polls. We need one more indictment to close out this election. One more indictment, and this election is closed out. Nobody has even a chance. We've already defeated the Republicans. They're at 2 and 3 and 1.
Is he kidding? Is he just trying to keep his spirits up? Or...
I don't even know who that guy is, Pastor Marty, but I'm subscribed to him. I think I've heard him a few times. I'm not really. I don't know why. He's had some good stuff on. Anyway, I'm trying to. Why do I stop Pastor Marty up? I've evaluated this in my head many times on what is the course of action. So I'm gonna because the Democrats didn't provide. They don't give a shit about Citizens United. They haven't done anything for anybody. They've done the opposite. If you're a Democrat and right now you're thinking to yourself, well, gas prices in Missouri just went up 70 fucking like 80 cents in the past 3 months. You're like, what? Yeah, everywhere. You know, food prices are still fucked. Do you have Medicare for all yet? No, you don't. Do you have anything close to that? No, you don't. Right? Are the worst? Who's beating the drum of war right now? Who's killing people, civilians? Who's on the threat of some nuclear attack? What's not going to fucking happen, unless the Pedo-Predator Class decides that, you know what, I don't like what's happening and I'm just going to pull the plug. Beep. That's my biggest concern. Yeah, and let me just bring up, like I said earlier, I was a Green Party delegate of California, in Orange County, California. It's a very large county. That's where Disneyland is, right next to Los Angeles. And we had a pretty good group of people, and we were like, fighting for the trees and fucking climate change and all this other stuff that I found out just recently is a bunch of fucking bullshit, right? Where is that? Right here. Right. Here it is, right there. Let me get that order. I gotta do the order. And I was a media committee member of California. Now, to some people are like, no big deal. Well, California is the biggest group or largest caucus of Green Party. 90,000 people, which is their biggest of any state. New York, I think, was second. And there I was. I was the guy, man. I'm there. I just want to kind of show you what's going on here. So I did whatever I could to get Jesse Ventura to, I was giving money to this person and that person. This one guy gave money to go out there, and he did what he could. But anyway, my assessment my assessment of of the of the Green Party, as I tried to tell them and show them that you're gonna need a celebrity, you're gonna need somebody that has the ability to to at least take a house seat. You guys keep fucking running for president, and that's not gonna happen. And I kept saying, you gotta, when you're wedging, and I tried to use this metaphor. This metaphor was very simple. It was very simple. The metaphor was just wedge, you know, wedge, wedge the a fucking, like if you're using a sledgehammer and a wedge, trying to break a rock in half, and you find and you got to make a crack. You keep pounding, right? They wouldn't do it. And I said, the only way you're going to really get what you need for this party is you've got to show up, you've got to put in, and you've got to use all your resources for one or two or three candidates for federal House of Representatives. Period. Period. To me, that's brilliant. And a lot of people understood the brilliance of that. I had a lot of people behind me. I had a ton of people behind me saying that makes fucking great sense. You need to get in the door first so you can be seen. Or you got to use a celebrity. Well, they didn't. So I said, use all your money and all your resources from every state and focus on somebody that has backing. And I had three of them. I had them ready to go. And they all said, fuck you. We're just going to work on the city council meetings. And I think what's more important was the dog catcher positions in the city. This is where their fucking heads were. They were like, I think it's more important that we had the council member meetings. Right? It was fucking retarded. And then we went, and I had a bunch of people trying, and I had Chad and a whole bunch of other people. And I think Zach was in there too, Zach Moore. We were trying our hardest to get fucking Jesse Ventura to fucking get on the page. And he was like baiting us like he was. But you guys gotta run on climate change, okay? Whatever you say, bro. Just get in there and fucking, get us some fucking people to the party. Because on average, there's only about 300,000 to 400,000 Green Party members. And I was like, that's not very good, but it's a start. Right? Anyway, so that fell through, and Jesse said, the fucking Fluvid-19 came, and he just turned into a fucking marshmallow. I mean, literally, the guy turned into a fucking marshmallow. Navy SEAL. Yeah. And I understand he has respiratory problems and all this other shit. Whatever. Whatever, dude. You were that guy. You could have made a difference in a way, but you didn't. Okay, so fuck you. And still to this day, he's contradictory of the things he used to report on and talk about on his show. And now he's just gone. He's just a fucking... He can't come to terms, I think. I think, kind of like the problem I think I have with Trump. To say, hey, I was wrong. Right? By the way, climate change shit is bullshit. And if you want to argue with me about that, I've got a bazillion tons of information to fucking prove it to you. Right? Because what they were saying that was going to happen 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, By the way, have you ever seen Plymouth Rock? Have you ever gone to Plymouth Rock? On headphones? What? It hasn't gone under the water. It's still there. Nothing's changed over 200 years. Anyway. So I had a long history of politics in the past. Not a long history, but a pretty serious history with the progressive movement, right? Progressives, the liberal progressives, which they've become the fucking opposite of lately. And I was there, and I was in it. But me being the little rebel that I am, probably the black sheep of the family, it seems like, I decided to keep questioning authority and its sources at every turn, which is just my thing. You know, Jimmy Dore's is clarity and courage. Well, I say if you got clarity and courage, then you got to question everything. Not just the authority itself, but the authority's sources at every turn. Which he didn't, and that's why he took 2 fucking vaccines. Right? Nobody told him to. Nobody told him to, but he did it because he bought into it. Everybody gets plagued. I don't care who you are, what you are, where you're from. There's a shell game waiting around the corner for you. It just happens. Okay? And that's how you learn. You got to get those bricks on your head, and that's a major brick on his head, man. I feel sorry for that. I tried my hardest. Early, mid 2020, I was fucking super chatting. Just don't do the fucking vax. Don't do it. Just don't do the fucking Kool-Aid in your arm, bro. Just don't do it. You know, and I kept saying, be very careful. Just wait. Just don't do it. Just wait. But he did it. And then he did it again. But anyway. So back to Trump. I basically, and why I'm telling you this, I don't think much people give a shit. But the reason why I'm saying this is because there's so many people turning the corner on this. The most popular TikTok that came out that just got hundreds of thousands of views. I saw it when I had like 300 views on TikTok. And I think she's one of my, she's a follower on my TikTok. You know, all the money and all the years and all the resources and all the attorneys, and this is the big question of the Democrats right now, of some real progressive Democrats, real liberal Democrats that always look at other things, not these totalitarian, covidiot democrats that are out there. These are people that have always questioned authority, and they're just they're using their critical thinking skills, right? Which I think is not everybody has. There's levels of critical thinking skills, in my opinion, right? I think some people have really good critical thinking skills, and some people don't have them at all. Which is whatever. It's just not you're gonna have your alpha, betas, Charlies, whatever. So I saw this video and I thought it was great because what she was saying. You know what? Do I fucking have this thing? Hold on, I might even have it. I might have it. Let's check it out. Oh, this is a good one. I love that song. What's that song? My Small Town. Anyway, I think I got it. Hang on. Oh, I turned the thing on. That shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we found up that shit. Yeah, so I think I got. And by the way, my small town is myself. Of course, you got to take care of yourself. My family, my friends, my neighbors, my city, my state, and my country. Alright, let's see. I think I have that. Did I save that lady? Probably not. I think I glazed over that one. Yeah, like a ding dong, I don't have it. Poo. Poo. I thought for sure. I just roll through so many of these, man. It's crazy. You got to be careful when you're jumping through TikTok because there's some crazy shit. You just got to. Oh, there's that interview with Roseanne. Let's play that.
You know that whole way of thinking gets all bogged down too, and it doesn't go anywhere either.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, witness the whole Soviet Union.
Sure.
It doesn't go anywhere. I'm not calling you a communist.
No.
But that socialist stuff, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just a huge mess like everything else.
Here's the ironic thing is that the socialist Soviet thing is what now conservatives in this country like. They want to eliminate the competition. They want to merge and buy out the competition so that they're the only company, right? So we have only like 5 media.
I was thinking that. Is that true, Donald? I was thinking that the rich people are trying to make us.
Wait a second. That's what Obama did. That's what Obama did. The ACA was exactly that. The Affordable Care Act was exactly that. Cigna, Kaiser, Blue Cross, just a few, like the top 5, I think, was the agreement. And there were tons of different healthcare services out there. And they all got bought up and left in the fucking dust. And the competition brought the fucking prices down. The competition brought the prices down. Right? Doesn't it always? But what he's saying, Obama actually did. The ACA and he's talking about monopolization, right? Which the same thing happened with the fucking media. The media was the same freaking thing. Yeah. All right. So let's look at how this man speaks.
They're trying to be like the old Soviet Union. How about this? When the Republicans voted for impeachment, they voted 227 to 0. Not one dissent, like the old Politburo in the Soviet Union, where everyone agrees, right?
No, because the guy was he cheated on his wife, right? At that time, I was just like, it wasn't a fucking big deal. But when you think back at it, that's not the kind of person. I mean, if he came out and said there was a difference, the whole thing really tripped me out because it's the way Hillary handled that was what I thought was really wrong, right? She stood by him because it was just totally political, right? But she knew this guy was going to fucking Epstein Island as well, right? Which Roger Moore can't talk about that. He can't talk about that. Can you, Roger Moore? Not the 007 one, this one, right? Yeah, this lady that I'm talking about, by the way, let's finish this. God, I hate when I go on these tangents. It's my hunter-gatherer. It's not ADHD. It's just a hunter-gatherer thing. Anyway, where is it? Here we go.
You know, it's like that's how the Republicans are in Congress. There's like the old commies. It's
Donald, you cannot let other rich people turn this into a communist country.
Yes.
Well, I don't think we have too much of a problem, but it certainly is an interesting viewpoint. This is one I have not heard before.
I hadn't heard it either, but I like it. You know.
Yeah, so I don't have a picture, but what that lady was actually saying, God damn it. What that lady was actually saying, if they've spent all this time and all these resources and all these, all this energy into getting rid of this guy, and nothing's happened, he's still there. That's her point. Is he's not been convicted yet. This is the facts. These are the facts. He has not yet been convicted of anything. Hey Cheryl, how you doing? Yeah, he hasn't been convicted. All these people now are saying, that's the kind of person that is the type of person that the mafia goes after. They're going after the good guy. I don't know why I don't know why that's on. It just came on, right? That's a sign right there. I don't think he's an evil man. I I don't think he's a misogynist. You know, he goes to church. He takes good care of his kids, like really good care of his kids. He's always there for them. He doesn't sniff people, right? He doesn't. He's not a. I mean, yeah, all those pictures that we've seen have been fabricated and proven to be fabricated of him being with Epstein. If you look at the pictures, it was totally photoshopped. I've went through every single one. Totally photoshopped. Just completely like. I'm back from taking the cats to the kitchen. Yay! At work, Teflon Don. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming along. Thank you guys. It's awesome. I have a few fans. And he doesn't need any corporate money. I mentioned that earlier for sure. The man was cheated. It seems like, because I've put up the notion or a conclusion or perspective that he knew. People are saying that he knew that he wasn't going to get screwed out of that position and that they were going to rig it and that he stepped out. But I think this is what I think. I think once he knew this is what I think happened. He was stabbed in the back by a lot of fucking people. That's it. And because Stop the Steal was moving very well. And then they broke into Rudy Giuliani's condo. They broke in. Right? The FBI, the Department of Justice. And they got his laptop. Because Rudy Giuliani, for sure, doesn't have any copies, right? And that's when Stop the Steal magically disappeared. But I think what actually happened is the deep state, and people have no idea how powerful the deep state is. Okay, let's just say the deep state is in control of the Hadron Collider, right? And the most powerful weapons on the planet. Why don't you put that in your head? So this guy's up against this magnanimous, ginormous, omniscient group of fucking people that are saying, you're not playing ball anymore, right? We don't like what the fuck you're doing. You said our thing was a hoax. Da-da-da-da-da. Our fluid was a hoax. So you're out. And you know this is the way it works. I don't care what anybody says. And he never conceded, by the way. That's totally true and correct. He never conceded. And I thought he slithered out the back door, but I don't think that's what he did. He did it the right way, and he transferred power. He didn't fucking... Whoever his legal team is did a fucking great job, right? And everybody that's been supporting him did a great... I've been looking at all these... I'm just telling you. So the deep state is in charge of the bigger one. Oh, gee, yeah, so, fuck. Anyway, yeah, exactly, Snark. It's just ridiculous. I know that. He never conceded, right? Yeah, he never said, yeah, there you go, have fun. But he did go to the inauguration, right? Must have been... Am I right? He went to the inauguration? No? Did he go to the inauguration? I thought he did. I don't know, that was kind of weird. I'm not. I forgot. Um, there's no way in hell, no way in hell, no way in heaven, no way in space, no in multiple universe. I don't care. Joe fucking Biden didn't get 81 million fucking votes. There's no fucking way. They stole that election. They rigged it. And what was the major tool that allowed all that extra days to happen, extra counting to happen, extra time, secrecy, nobody coming in because you can't see us. We don't want too many people in the 6 feet safe. You can't see us, doctoring and fucking, uh, you know, counting ballots fraudulently. There was so much information. There was so much information to just prove. It was just coming out daily. Giuliani and that chick, I forgot her name. Somebody brought up the name. I should write it down and put it up here because I always fucking talk about it. With the big hair, kind of reddish hair, red brownish hair. Yeah, it was just becoming insurmountable. The amount of evidence that was coming out, and it was fact based. It was definitely, and now we're starting to hear it's even more fact based. Now we're starting to hear it's even more and more and more and more and more. So if that guy was cheated, just like Bernie Sanders was cheated, hello. This is where you got to. Those are two very big dots. Two very big dots. The one dot is Bernie Sanders twice got fucked, right? And I think the second time he knew he was going to get fucked. That's what I think. I think the second time he knew. Or at one point they said, you know what? Get out of here. We got this. All right? That's an indicator right there. So let me kind of just guide you through what I'm kind of getting to here. All right? He deserves it. He deserves to be in charge. They stole it from him. It's like somebody, like the surfing competition, right? Let me see if I'm going to get to that, right? Let me go to that. Right? So it's like, it's right here. Where are we at here? History. Right? We're watching the surfing championship.
You would travel the nation.
With commercials. Right? We're watching the surfing championships. Oh my God. Right? Whatever you're watching. Okay? Where is it? Right here. Qualifications, final stop, one source. Yeah, I think it was this one right here. Yeah, they're giving the presentations to the winners, right? And they're all gonna stand, right? That guy won the U.S. Open of surfing. I've been to that. I can't count how many times I've been to the U.S. Open of surfing, but there's about 300,000 people on the beach all the time. So it's like telling this kid, you know what, we're not going to give you the trophy because we know you were better, we know you got better scores, but we're not going to give you the trophy. You know, it's like cheating somebody out of their rightful trophy. That's what happened. All right? I mean, it's pretty freaking obvious at this point. It's pretty freaking obvious. And this is probably not the best example to show, but these people put in a lot of time and effort to be the best surfers, best tennis players, best football players, best race car drivers, best horse jockeys, best chess players, best whoever. Whatever competition it is, and say, nah, you don't get it. Even though you definitely won by a fucking long shot, you don't get it. That's what I'm getting to. I'm getting to the point to where this is where I think, and I've assessed this in my head over and over and over again, because I know the Green Party or a third party isn't going to fucking do it. They won't listen to me. They won't listen to anybody, right? They won't fucking listen to me, right? And I so this is where I'm at right now. I'm just going to tell you where I'm at right now. Why is this taking so long? Okay. There it is.
Country is in a very dark place right now. But even after everything the
We
deep
are in a
state
very
has
dark
done to
place
me,
right now.
I will never give up on America. Mark my words. In 2024, we will win back the White House. Country is in a very dark place right now. But even after everything the deep state has done to me, I will never give up on America. Mark my words. In 2024, we will win back the White House. We will make America great again. I have no doubt about it. They come at me from left. They come at me from right. The rhinos, the communists, the Marxists, the fascists. We will not only survive, we will be stronger than ever before. We're fighting a fight like nobody ever thought possible, and we're winning. We won in 2016. We had a rigged election in 2020, but got more votes than any sitting president. We're going to win like never before, and we're going to make America great again. I can truly say, I believe, better than ever before. Thank you for all of your support and for all of your prayers.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I've assessed everything. I've assessed as much as I can. A third part, the Libertarian Party has 33 states. The Green Party has 17 states, full ballot access, right? The Republicans and the Democrats have 50 fucking states. 50 states. The only thing I want this fucker to say, I'm still, like I always say, push comes to shove, I'm going Trump, because there's no way I'm going to go with a fucking Democrat. And I think that's why they got fucking JFK out there. I just got this feeling he's the fucking 2.0 Bernie. And I don't want to put my stamp on on him, on a Democrat. They don't deserve my vote on the shit they've fucking done to me and this country and people. Both of them don't. I mean, let's be totally clear. But this man alone, this person alone, this guy himself, prices for gas, right? Prices for gas. That's interesting music. We're fucking fine back in the day. I think I was doing very well when the Republicans. Wow, that's interesting. Let's go back in time. Wow, that's interesting. When I was, let me see, 2003, Bush, interest rates were lower. I was eating steak and potatoes and lobster. Steak, potatoes, and lobster, people. That's what I was eating. Why is that playing that? Oh, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Alright. Steak, potatoes, and lobster. I was doing good. Oh, Jordan, good to see you, buddy. Sorry about that news. I don't know what I can do. Message me later. There's some people I know that can probably help. It just depends on where you're at. But anyway, I'm kind of doing. But that's fucked up. Yeah, they're greedy politicians. There's a bunch of them. This guy isn't. He likes to make money. I get it. He likes to be. There's people out there. Do you guys know how many billionaires are fucking Democrats? You know how many billionaires were made that are Democrats in the past 3 years because of the fucking fluvid? You guys want to know? It's a lot. Hundreds. Just and for some reason they all knew where to invest. They knew before anybody else where the fucking country was going. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that a coincidence? Maybe it's just an accident. Bullshit. These people are just fucking criminals, man. This guy's not a criminal. He's got my vote and my support. I'm going to do what I can. The only thing I want him to fucking say is, you know what? I did make, and it's going to be hard for him because he's got an ego like a motherfucker. Yeah, not a good idea on those vaccines, bro. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. And you should, because when those numbers come out, and you're going to find out those numbers, because Fauci sold you. He's sold every fucking president in the past few fucking decades. The guy's a fucking amazing pharmaceutical rep. He is like the pharmaceutical rep of the world. Yeah, big club, you ain't in it. But that's what happened. If he sold you, you need to just tell people, because that's the best excuse. Unless you knew that this shit wasn't what you thought it was. Because it's going to come up, and it could bite you in the ass. And the person that's going to use that against you is Robert F. Kennedy. They're going to use that against you. And he could screw you over. That could take a really big chunk. But the major thing that the Republicans need to be worried about is the systems of each state and how the voting is done. And if they're going to use a new emergency, a nuclear attack, I wouldn't fucking put it past them. A new fucking fluvid coming. Just some fucking distraction to give them the ability to cheat again. They're going to rig it and cheat again. They've already said they're going to. They're doing it now. This is fucking nuts. This is how fucking Hitler ruled. Everybody that went up against him either died or was thrown in prison on fucking bullshit, made up crap. They're using the same playbook. The Democrats are using the same fucking playbook. Yeah, you just got sold and you won't admit it. You just need to fucking just eat a little crow, get a little humble, and say fucking Fauci fucking took me on a ride and I fucking went with it. I am the art of the deal, but that guy was a fucking hell of a pharmaceutical rep. But that's it. And you're off the hook. But you can't trust these fuckers anymore. Anyway, that's pretty much it on that. Yeah, it's a done deal pretty much for me. And you never conceded. Yeah, I get it. What else was I going to... Oh, I'm going to play this because this is important. Now, we're in that position where they are totally trying to make up whatever they can from any angle possible. Right? So what this is about, this is fucking nuts. You're going to laugh when you see this. You're going to laugh when you see this, because what this is about, and I got to remember this spot here because it's fucking all over the place. This is the 5-minute mark, but right here, he's going to show him, where is it? Oh, God, come on. Right here, he's going to, no, he already said. Now, Bill Barr is just a piece of shit. I think he's going to show him this. Where is it? Hold on.
Good morning.
Let me start with this. Is the defense to this indictment he didn't do it, or he was allowed to do what he did?
The defense is quite simple.
Just listen.
Mr. Laurel, welcome to Meet the Press.
Good morning.
Let me start with this. Is the defense to this indictment he didn't do it, or he was allowed to do what he did?
Look at his face. Look at that dirty face. Seriously?
The defense is quite simple. Donald Trump, President Trump, believed in his heart of hearts that he had won that election. And as any American citizen, he had a right to speak out under the First Amendment. He had a right to petition governments around the country, state governments, based on his grievances that election irregularities had occurred. He had every right to speak about the important issues that were taking place after the election. Certainly, Mr. Pence, his vice president, agreed with him that there were anomalies and discrepancies in the election process. And Mr. Trump had every right to petition government and enforce his First Amendment rights. That's why this indictment is an attack on the First Amendment. The government, the Biden administration, would have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump did not believe that he had won the election. They will never be able to do that. And that's why this prosecution is so ill-conceived.
You know, you mentioned that he...
Yeah, here's another good one that he brings up. Watch this. It's just making something.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are fresh green seedless grapes.
Leads to a criminal charge. But one thing for certain, President Trump acted under the advice of counsel when he petitioned under the First Amendment, petitioned Mr. Pence.
So let me understand
and that's
this.
Legally protected speech.
So what you're arguing is if the president did violate the law, he did so because he got advice from counsel to violate the law?
No, that's what people misunderstand. In order to have
this
a
guy's being so nice about it. I would go, are you fucking kidding me? I would go, are you really trying? Okay, you gotta listen to what he said again. Listen to this.
Did so because he got advice from counsel to violate the law? So let me understand this.
Legally protected speech.
So what you're arguing is if the president did violate the law, he did so because he got advice from counsel to violate the law?
You see that? He's trying to make it appear with, and it's terrible. There's word salad, there's, phrase manipulation, context manipulation, context bending, there's redirect questions and all these other things. So this guy is not a fucking, TikTok is not an attorney. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. But he's probably been in the realm. He understands a few things. So what he's trying to say is, so because his attorneys said it, he's trying to say that his attorneys knew it was against the law. But there's nothing that happened. This is why they're going after him. Because because he's challenging the results. That's why they're going after him. which he was the sitting president at the time, right? And anybody can ask this question. You as an American citizen, as any candidate, has this right to do this. I'm going to show you this. This is the biggest thing in question. All right, here it comes. Right here. Here we go.
It's the infamous phone call in Georgia. Let me play an excerpt.
Infamous phone call. Here, watch this.
The ballots are corrupt, and you're going to find that they are, which is totally illegal. It's more illegal for you than it is for them, because you know what they did and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense. All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
If he had proof he won the state, why did he threaten the Secretary of State?
That's a threat? That was a threat? Tell me, does that sound like a threat to you? That is so...
1,780
What
votes.
he's telling the guy, here, watch.
The ballots are corrupt, and you're going to find that they are, which is totally illegal. It's more illegal for you than it is for them, because you know what they did and you're not reporting it.
Yeah, that's totally true. He knew whoever this guy is. I forgot his name. But this guy knew that it was false. It was wrong. The way they were doing it was completely rigged, fraudulent. This just tons of crap. He knew, but he's not reporting it. So he's basically telling him that's criminal. But you hiding this is criminal. It's not a threat. He's just telling him basically what fucking happened. And Chuck Todd makes it seem like it's, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's questioning the results. He's questioning the results of a fucking, oh my gosh, can you believe this? The fucking balls on this guy. It's amazing. What gives you the right? He has every right.
That's a criminal offense. All I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
If he had proof he won the state, why did he threaten the Secretary?
Does that sound like a threat to you, or is it just telling the guy you need to do your fucking job, because what you're doing is not right. You need to do it right. If you know those are bad, see what's going to happen. I don't know. Some attorneys, man. I just So I would ask this. So how do you believe it's a threat? Where in that conversation is a threat, that he's actually threatening him? He's telling him that if that's the case, and if you know it's bad, it's criminal, which is true. That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying. He knows that this guy knows that they're bullshit, but he's trying to tell him, look, you fucking know it's bullshit. So the guy that knows that it's criminal is the person that is the victim here. The criminal knows its victim, while the person that's not the criminal. Yeah, me too. I'm glad he's gone too. But it's just crazy to think that this is all based on that conversation, that he threatened and that he's going after the results. Anybody in this country has a right. It's called the FOIA, right? Freedom of Information Act, which you have to fucking sue now, sadly, to get information from. You got to get high-powered lawyers. What I'm going to do is I'm suing YouTube, and a bunch of other people are doing a class action lawsuit. It's coming up. We're going to do for you on them. We're going to come after them, and they're going to pay. They're going to pay. Thank you, YouTube, for all what you're going to do for me. I can't wait. It's going to be wonderful. I'm just trying to figure out where I want my condominiums. I think I want one in Hawaii. You know, you guys are welcome to stop by. You know, it'll be very well protected, just letting you know. So here's the thing. This is bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of time. It's a distraction. It's fucking stupid. Right? Which a lot of this stuff is. And he's going to win this. There's nothing here. There's really nothing here. So again, as I've always said, it's the Democrats making absolutely nothing into anything they can to stop this guy. And that's why these people and these YouTubers and these freaking TikTokers that are Democrats or progressives or true liberal thinking with critical thinking are finally going, nothing's sticking to the guy. What the fuck? Maybe they have been fooled. Maybe they have been. And I gotta admit it. I was played. I've been fooled. We've all been fooled. Right? But they got nothing on this guy. They're so afraid. And one of the major reasons Cheryl and I and Erica, we've all talked about this. He's not in the bloodline. I don't know if you understand what that means, but there's a bloodline of people that have been in power for a long time. Right? For a long time. And I'm not going to go over that now. And he's a maverick. He does things on his own. He's not completely and totally a maverick, but he's a lot more than what they need is they need the puppets. They need the Gavin Newsoms. They need the David Iggs in Hawaii, the Gavin Newsoms in California. They need the fucking Bidens that just like literally just puppets. They need those people. The Pedo-Predator Class, aka World Economic Forum, ETAL, and the like, they need these puppets. They don't like this guy because he's not a puppet, because he can do it on his own. He doesn't need these fucking people, right? You know who's kind of like that? There's a few world leaders that are kind of like that. One is Putin. The other one is fucking Yao Ming, whoever. I don't know his name. It's a Chinese fucking emperor. Is it Yao Ming? I think so. But anyway, yeah, but this entire conversation, and I watched the whole fucking thing, and once I got to this point where they showed this conversation, right? When they showed this conversation, and then I researched and found that's what this is about. This is about him wanting, and then I go to here, right?
Joining me now is the Democratic Congressman we've been referring to there, Jamie Raskin of Maryland. Congressman Raskin, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thanks for having me.
Let me first start with a couple of things we heard from Mr. Lauro. You spent 25 years as a
Yeah, these guys, look at that. It's like walking in. There's nothing. There is really nothing. And I was watching this kind of, and it's all hyperbole.
It may not be constitutional that he's charged with this. Sounds like the old Nixon defense. I can do it because. Sounds like the old Nixon defense. I can do it because I was president.
Well, first of all, he's charged as part of a conspiracy. So there were lots of people who were involved in doing it. But in any event, the law that applies to the rest of us also applies to the President of the United States, a principle they understood very well during the impeachment when they were saying, well, let's not do it during the impeachment because he's already left office. Deal with this as a matter of criminal law. That's what Senator McConnell said. That's what a bunch of the Republicans said. Now it's like a three-card Monte. You can't get him for...
It's impressive. It's compelling. They're all very believable. I just know, just by doing my own research, that conversation that I picked through is like watching movies of Watergate, of Watergate. There's like exact talking points in that. Was it All the President's Men, or was it? Oh God, what was that movie with Robert Redford? I'm trying to remember. All the President was. Gosh, it'll come to me. Yeah, there's a lot of things, and they're really good at it. These are just these are great actors. Trump's not a good actor. He's wasn't really a great game show host either. He wasn't born to be a game show host, but he did it because people like watching this fucking The Apprentice. I thought it was a fun show to watch. It's pretty brutal, but I mean, he's just brutally honest. If you're not fucking doing your job, if you can't fucking handle it, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. That's basically the way it was. That's The Apprentice in a nutshell, and that makes sense. If you can't fucking handle the job, if you can't keep up, if you can't do it, then you don't deserve the position. It's not DEI shit. It's not CEI shit. I want the best person for the position. If I'm running a company and I've got 10 people in front of me, and the government's saying, well, you got to pick the minorities, but the minorities are your worst employees, or you got to pick the person that's got the handicap. Okay? Or whatever the situation is, and can't perform as well as the top three. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like they want you to fail in your business. No, I'm sure there was a position I could probably put them in, right? But they'd have to prove themselves before I can hire them, because I can't risk, 90 days or a year of, somebody not being able to completely do the job as good as somebody that already has a resume that says you can fucking do the job. I get that. Or the interview that says that, right? Because I always, resumes are one thing, but for me, when I used to hire as a manager or an assistant manager, I used to talk to the person, find out where their head's at. Where's your head at? The most important thing for me is showing up. So how's your attendance? Are you you show up, and what do you think about showing up on time? You think I give them the scenario. So you're sick. This is my favorite scenario for hiring. You're sick as a dog, right? And you've got a fever. Do you come to work, or what do you? And it's like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. I'd say it's about 2 or 3 hours before. What do you do? Well, what they're supposed to do is they should call at least a half hour prior. And so if they know what they're talking about, they should say, well, if I'm sick, I shouldn't come in, because once we're fevered, that means whatever I have is easier to transfer. That's true, right? And that's the answer. It's that simple. If I'm too sick, I can't come in. I'm in the restaurant business, right? You can't do that, right? You don't want other people getting sick. And that's a very simple question, because they want to say, oh, no, I'm coming in. Oh, I'm coming in. No, you're not. That's not the good answer, because, it's a common sense question. It's not a trick question. It's a common sense question. If you're too sick to work, you can't come in, right? Yeah. So the stuff that these people are doing is just beyond me. I am fucking, it's just amazing. And they're really good at it. And this guy's such a derelict. God, this fucking, what's his name? Senior Raskin. Just a piece of shit. Raskin. This is going to bite him in the butt. It bit him in the butt in 2015, 2016. They went after this fucker and they just built him up. I don't know if it's maybe all just a psyop, you know? But at this moment, I don't want fucking anything to do with the Democratic Party, as I've always, for the past, ever since Bernie got fucked, or I think it was like, 2018. Ever since then, I just don't know. I went to the Green Party in 2016, 2017 is when I went to the Green Party. Because I just fucking had it to hear with the Democrats. They promise you the world and deliver literal feces in a steaming bag and saying this is the best thing for you. That's what the Democrats do. They paint it all pretty. There's roses on it, and they make it all look nice on the outside, but once you open it, it's crap. They deliver nothing. Not saying the fucking Republicans are paying, but I'm telling you, this guy is the guy. Give him a chance. One of my biggest points that I've always had is this. Just like the trophy. He deserved that trophy. He deserves that win. So I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to do more than usual to support this guy to get him going. DeSantis, it's not your time yet, bro. Just, I understand. Whatever forces you are compelling you to do this, you should just not do it. Right? It's not a good idea. Your campaign's falling apart. Just pull out and just fucking, just be there. Just be there and just, Vivek Warani, he's saying all the right things, but I just don't have a good feeling about that guy. Which brings me to one last guy, and then I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go eat some chicken. I made some chicken. Dr. Shiva Arakawa, I can't say his last name. Born in India, but now a natural citizen of the United States. He says everybody's crap, and I get it. They all are. But if Trump offered you a position, because he's been way harder on Bobby Kennedy, on Robert Kennedy, than he has on Trump. That's for sure. And I get his points and stuff, and I get it. But I think his play, because you're not going to get enough people to vote for you. I don't know. I know you, and you got an ego. You got your thing. I get it. There's reason you created the email, which I think is fucking amazing, by the way, and a bunch of other things, Dr. Cheever. I think he's an impressive guy. All the stuff that he's uncovered, he's created the swarm, and I get all that because fucking I've been basically talking about that for the past 3 years now. He's a smart kid. I think definitely he should take the offer on a cabinet position when Trump takes this back. Just take it. But there's a lot of people that have a problem with somebody that hasn't been born in the United States. And that one major person that a lot of people have a problem with is Barack Obama. Because a lot of people don't believe he was actually born in the United States. And I'm beginning to question that myself many times. And people just don't like that. They like, born in the USA. I was born in the USA. Boogman. I am thinking Borgum. Looks good, but probably has no chance. Yeah, there's not against a Titan like fucking Trump. He's just right now. It's just looking like he's just gonna take it unless they fucking. They're not gonna be able to put him in jail. There's nothing they can do that on. It's as frivolous could be. Everything. And people are starting to understand that he's more of a threat, and that's kind of where I was going and where I've been talking about is a lot of Democrats haven't woken up yet and said to themselves, so Watergate was crap, all these other instances were crap, so now this guy's, all these indictments are bullshit because they're traffic tickets, basically. You just go to court and plead guilty or not guilty. You either pay him or don't pay him. And he's at that point. So, yeah, and he's not, but what you got? Governor of the North Dakota. I guess with created a blog site about liberty. When I finish it, I'll let you know. Yeah, we'll go over that. We'll talk about it. That'd be cool. Governor of South Dakota, but Trump may not be out of the picture. Yeah, he's not out of the picture, dude. If he's still standing after this 3rd or 20th indictment they fucking do, it's only making him stronger. Russiagate just made him tremendously stronger. Tremendously stronger. If he goes on fucking Joe Rogan, with this year, or if he goes on Joe Rogan, which I think he'll probably go on January, March, April, May, June, July, August, or September. He'll probably go on and he'll go on. When he goes on Rogan, then it's over. He'll that means he won. That's what that means. And they'll probably shoot him at that point. They'll try to. There'll be assassination attempts. It's already going to happen. I'm telling you right now. Mark my words. These fuckers are these are some sick motherfuckers. Just crazy ass motherfuckers. All right. Yeah, I'd like to see that website. That'd be totally cool, George. Awesome. All right. So that's pretty much it. What else was I have? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, Bobby Kennedy should take a cabinet position. Dr. Shiva should get a cabinet position. If he's smart, he'll start looking for that. God damn it. The third parties need to invest all their time and energy in a House position. If they're not, they're just idiots. Last but oh shit, I don't think I showed you this. Yeah, and the thing right here. Yeah, the Green Party was all in for the lockdowns, all in for the masks, and all in for the vaccine, for the mandates. All in. That's who Cornell. This fucking Hormel is supporting. Yeah, that's them. Well, there's a group out there, Hormel, that's kind of here. They're here. This is where they're at, and they don't like people like the Green Party that complies. The Green Party is probably the most meek, malleable, and obedient motherfuckers I've ever been around in my life. Those people just ooze weakness. If you were to see them on a street corner, yeah, they're just weak as fuck. And I'm sick of weakness in this country. I want strong, fucking opposite of David Fetterman, opposite of fucking Biden, opposite of fucking Mitch McConnell, opposite of fucking Dianne Feinstein. Definitely again and again, opposite of fucking David Fetterman's. Because we have there's a group of people out there that are fucking coming. They're still in the process. They're trying to fucking kill you. They're literally trying to kill you. I don't know what else to tell you. I keep telling, by the way, I'm going to go with this. Dr. Shiva, if you're paying attention to this, or maybe you're just having a drink or kicking back, if you want to fix anything, you need to look at this. Because I am going to put some more effort into this and find out from somebody, anybody, this question. And this is probably the one where I get this channel taken down. Is there a medical procedure or test that a person can take that would indicate or detect if they have any type of the mRNA vaccine in their body? Blood system. Read it. Read it. Read it. This is the one. Right? That's the one. Dr. Shiva, figure this out. If you have a unbiased that'll show that that's in their systems, then you'd be able to tell who has had it and who hasn't. Who's had it and who hasn't. Pretty simple. Right? Pretty simple. Alright. I'm going to say shotgun from here. I want to eat some food, probably play some Call of Duty. I'll be on tomorrow night, guys. Let's have a group chat. Let's talk about the options. And get out there. I gotta go out and fucking protest. God damn it. I gotta do my thing. Anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know what else. The third party people aren't doing what they need to fucking do to get the right people where they need to be. They need to go for a House position. House, it's just so fucking obvious. God damn it. Alright. I'll see you guys. Hopefully you guys will be on tomorrow night. And we'll be talking all kinds of crazy shit. I'm going to be going over a lot of stuff. Bring it, whatever you can. If you have any... Oh, that's important. By the way, if you guys have any videos or something you guys want to share, Snork, if you've got anything that you want to share or anything you want to talk about, Cheryl, you as well, of course, Eric, if you're paying attention, let's talk about it tomorrow night. Also about your website or your blog, Jordan, or anybody else. Just come on. You guys are welcome. It's all good. Hopefully we'll see you here. I'll be on tomorrow night about the same time. Hopefully earlier. I'm going to get on earlier, get off late. Anyway, aloha. Take care. Bye-bye.